Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. I'm in the kitchen and we're going to make, guess what? Another recipe on the label. Woohoo! Yes, we are. I wore my red sweater today and coincidentally it matches the packaging. We think. It is a coincidence. What I have here is Aldi Tuscan Garden Italian salad dressing and seasoning mix. This costs 47 cents at Aldi's. And believe it or not, it has a recipe on the label on the back of the package. The recipe is called Hearty Italian Potatoes. And it says recipe right there. Now, this is what it calls for. On a large baking sheet with sides, it says to put together 1.5 to 2 pounds of potatoes. It says red potatoes, but potatoes. It says cut them in bite-sized pieces. Add 3 tablespoons of oil and 1 packet of the Italian dressing mix. Then you are supposed to bake them at 350 degrees for 35 minutes or until they are lightly brown, okay? So, this is what I'm going to do. I don't have that many potatoes, but I happen to have some canned potatoes. So I'm going to use the canned potatoes. I've got 2 cans of potatoes from Aldi. These cost 56 cents a can. So we've got, what, $1.12 for the potatoes, and we have 47 cents for our Italian dressing mix, and then the 3 tablespoons of oil. So I am, of course, going to drain the potatoes, and I don't know. Let's see how it turns out. I'm going to make them in my cast iron skillet because that's kind of my go-to thing. And then let's see what happens. I'm kind of excited about it. So this is going to be part of my supper. So, and these are 15-ounce cans, by the way. So, okay. All right. Stick with me, and we're going to do the recipe on the label. Aren't you glad you stopped by? I'm going to drain these potatoes, but before I do, I want to show you how they're packed. You see that? They're packed in there very tightly. So, and I'm going to drain off the water, and just for my own curiosity, I'm going to see how much water is actually in a can of these potatoes. Okay, there's 8 potatoes in the can, and they are all uniform size. So this is just the 1 can. So let's see how much water is actually in that can. So it's about 3/4 of a cup of water is in the can versus potatoes. That is not bad. That is just enough water in those potatoes to cover the potatoes for canning, as you can see. And in each can, there is 8 potatoes. So that is not terrible. That's actually pretty good, considering there's no work involved. If you're hesitant to use canned potatoes, don't be. They're really good, and they're very you can use them in a variety of ways. And I would recommend to you, whenever you watch a Simple Food, Simple Life video, read the comments, because the folks who watch these videos really have a lot of great tips, a lot of experience. They have a lot of good things to say about how to use these ingredients and what they do in their life to make their food dollar stretch. So read those comments, and because they are tremendous. They really are. All right, I'm going to make sure these are drained well, and then I'm going to kind of pat them dry a little bit before I put them in the pan with the oil and the recipe on the label. Okay, I have clipped the top off of the Tuscan Garden salad dressing envelope, and you can see, I think you can see how much is in there. So I have also taken a little paper towel and dabbed the potatoes, and I put them in this bowl, sans the potato water. And in order to get better coverage, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them out of the pan. I'm going to mix them in the bowl, and then I think that will give them better coverage. Now, the directions call for 35 minutes, but that's based on starting with raw potatoes. These potatoes are cooked. So I will set my timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll see what we have. Now it does say 3 tablespoons of oil. This is just a pure olive oil. It's not extra virgin, so it's really pretty much odorless. Okay, so I'm going to give these a toss. Make sure they're well coated. I am not going to add any salt, pepper, because you know these dressing mixes have a lot of salt. I'm not adding any salt or pepper. I am not adding any seasoning except for this packet. So let's put this in. It smells very good, by the way. I think these are going to be delicious, and I have a feeling this might be a recipe that I will try again and again. Now, if I were using red potatoes, like small red potatoes, I would just actually wash them and cut them without peeling them. I think that's the premise anyway. There you go. There is a lot of oil and salad dressing mix here. Actually, a person could probably use a 3rd can of potatoes if you want to. All right, time to go. I thought about bringing up a 3rd, but since it's just me, you know, honestly, there's really no reason. But think about it. If you were going to do this, you could actually maybe coat some, along with the canned potatoes, coat some green peppers, some bell peppers, or red or yellow, or maybe onion, or mushrooms, carrots. You know, there's one thing about it, using the recipes on the label, it actually gives me, it inspires my thinking to think, how could this be carried one step further? Let me rinse my hands off, and I'm going to bring the camera in and show you how that really looks. You see there? You see the spices on there? It's very nice, actually. And it smells, it smells awesome. I'm actually going to have this. If you remembered a few videos back, I got a really good buy on some Italian sausage. So I'm going to have some of these with a piece of Italian sausage and a nice salad for my supper tonight. So what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. All right, going in the oven. My oven is preheated and it's going in there, like I said, 20 minutes. I think maybe 25 minutes. The recipe's based on the premise that you are using raw potatoes. We are not using raw potatoes. All we want is for these to get heated through, and we want them to get a nice brown color. So we'll be back when they're done. They're done. The timer went off after 25 minutes. I think if you want them more brown, you can leave them in and brown them a while longer. But I'll give you an idea of what that looks like. I'm going to put one in a little dish here so that I can taste it. They're very hot. They're screaming hot. Or I think you could put these under the broiler for a few minutes and brown them up a little bit more if you like. I was thinking while these were in the oven, and they smell really good, by the way, I was thinking that the next time I make this, and I think there will be a next time, I will add my potatoes. I'll put the Italian, cut up some Italian sausage, put that in there with it. Maybe some bell peppers, and maybe a can of mushrooms would be good as well. That way most of the stuff comes from the pantry. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think of this. And because I'd really like to have your opinion on it. And do you think that you would try to make this? Remember, the potatoes were 56 cents a can. And the, excuse me, the dressing mix is 47 cents a can. So, let me taste these. I think I could have left them in the first full 35 minutes too, so that would not have been a problem with these. Those are very tasty. Really good. They would be so good if you made a one-pan meal out of it. They're plenty hot enough. So, I will make these again. I will definitely make these again. That's for sure. Only I think when I make them again, I will do a one-pan meal with everything in there. Sausages, peppers, mushrooms, onions, and these lovely potatoes. Okay? All right, listen, I hope you give it a try. And remember, it's the canned potatoes from Aldi, the Tuscan Garden Italian salad dressing and seasoning mix. Recipe on the back is hearty Italian potatoes. And do try this with some small red potatoes, or just cut up some potatoes and use them. Whatever kind you like. I don't think it matters that much. Okay? All right, that's it for me today. The recipe on the label. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and please share this with others, because you know what? That might be helpful to them as well. Okay? All right, listen. I love you guys. You know I do. I'm so happy that you're here. And as always, little is much when God is in it. Okay, love ya. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.